everyone, welcome back to another Toonkind at 12 FPS. Uh, words. Hi, I'm Magic. I am going to be playing a lot of people today, because this is a funky checkup. Anyway, I am here with my good friend and co-host.
Avi, hi! Today I'll be playing Inmate 01, your local real kind amnesiac doctor. They're just standing here.
They're just standing here. In fact, you're probably standing in front of a door. A very large door for very large people, because you're at Lady's house again. You have been asked. You also wanted to do this. I know that much.
Yeah.
You've been asked to basically do a house call, just for just. It's written on the paper, general medical stuff, but that's mostly because I look at traditional D&D settings. What the fuck are hospitals anyway?
Yeah. This doctor is standing in front of Lady's house, and they have a collection of papers in their hand, and they're just here for a general, I guess you could call it a physical, just to make sure everybody is all right, especially after that weird ailment that everybody had. Uh, so yeah.
Yeah. Would you like to knock on the door?
Yes.
All right. Knock, knock. You knock on the door. I will say, Lady doesn't answer the door this time. It is in fact a semi-tall toon. You can easily recognize as Margaret. You know, that one lady who attacked you that one time. Anyway,
Cool.
she.
I'm immediately rolling medicine.
All right, go ahead and roll your medicine.
This is how inmate works. Okay, you don't have to flex for your first roll.
You flex for your first roll. Okay. Okay. Words are definitely a thing I'm proficient in.
I believe in you.
You look over this very very tall woman. Not very tall. She's taller than you.
Yes.
She looks like, just based on sort of her posture. You can't really see her face because she's still wearing that veil. She doesn't look injured. She doesn't really look tired. She's answering the door.
Cool.
Man, this is fun, but also this is just Margaret.
Welcome to Inmate Medicine Checks, everybody.
And some of these people are actually just fine.
Yeah.
But I feel like I should give you something just for a 21, because that is a good roll. You're kind of looking at her overall build. You can't see under her veil or anything, but it, it's kind of weird. You can't. There's not really she looks like she's normal posture, but there's this I don't know how to describe it. It's I vaguely gesture.
Is she limping in some sort of way? Is there some sort of odd stance?
No. Maybe an odd stance for a normal person, but this is a toon. Humanoid toon, which still makes the stance rather odd. But she's just kind of standing that way, so it may just be normal, but also it could be something.
Mental note taken.
Yeah. And she goes, God, I have to remember her voice. It's been so long. Ladies' house, people, my beloved. Oh, hello there. Uh, she pauses. Matey, I believe it was.
That's what Miss Gala calls me, yes.
Ah, good. We've been expecting you. Please come in. And she moves out of the way of the door for you to walk in.
And they enter.
Uh, you enter this house. There's familiar decorations on the wall that you saw the first time around.
Yeah.
I am going to say it's like probably 10 a.m. because that's a good afternoon time for things to happen. That's not too early, not too late into the evening. Margaret shuts the door behind you. A quick question, Doctor. Have you eaten already?
I have had breakfast, yes. That was earlier today before I arrived at the mountain.
Ah, that is good. Then I shall show you to both the room you will be using and to where you'll be sleeping tonight. Please follow me. And Margaret starts to lead you through the house. You pass by. Do you just want to roll like a general medicine check for people you walk by?
Yeah,
Because
let's go with that. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, that makes sense. They're walking while they're looking around. So like they might not catch everything. That's a modified 12.
Modified 12. Okay. There's honestly, you didn't know there were so many people in this house. Like,
Oh boy.
first thing I described. You can see there's like you see probably like one or two adults sort of milling about, sometimes making sure kids don't do anything dangerous. There are a handful of like children you do see. Some of them you've seen before walking through the halls when Star was leading you around.
Yeah.
Some of them not. They may have been in different parts of the house. They may have like not been here at the time, or you just haven't seen them yet. Everyone's looking fine. There's I still want to give you something for a 12. Everyone looks fine. Like maybe there's like one child with like a scraped knee that's already sort of been patched up, but everyone looks okay. They have a lot more energy than the last time you saw them.
Which is good.
Like, yeah. Kids can bounce back pretty easy.
Yeah. They are pretty concerned. They suspect that they will have a chance to like get a closer look at everyone later on. But yeah.
Okay. And Margaret does show you first to the room you'll be staying in like tonight. It's just like a simple bedroom. Margaret will leave you for like maybe 5-10 minutes before collecting you again to go to the I say the studio, but it's more like a spare office space.
Yeah.
So you can like place your stuff down in if you're staying overnight, because I'm assuming you're staying overnight and going back in the morning.
Yeah.
You can get situated in that room for a little bit. It's different than the room you stayed in the first the overnight you did the first time. It's just looks like a normal room unless you want to roll me a perception check.
Yeah, let's do perception. Oh, hun, what was your perception mod? Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Perception 18. I will say, as you're sort of, I don't imagine you have a lot of personal items.
No, most of the items he does have they do have are like equipment, doctor
Mhm.
medicine stuff. Um, so yeah.
Okay. In that case, I will say, like you're putting some like probably whatever clothes you have just like on your bed for the time being, before you head out again. You do catch like a glimpse of something. I think what you notice with an 18, just kind of like offhand, you probably don't know a lot about architecture, but like there's the slightest like gap in the ceiling that looks just a little bit too big. Like there should probably be better ceiling in that ceiling. But it it's just like there's just a gap. You can probably stick like 2 fingers in it if you could reach up that high because it is rather high.
I don't think they
And
could
you are
reach
very
it.
short.
I don't think they
No.
could. No.
Yeah, there's just kind of like this strange gap in the ceiling. It's right above this sort of shelf that's been nailed to the wall, and yeah, that is what you notice about this room.
Hmm. They have taken note of it. I don't know if they'll do anything about it just yet, because like they're here for like their medicine stuff. They're not here to complain about like the architecture or anything.
That is true. That is true. But you did roll really well on that, and I wanted to give you something.
Yeah.
All right. In that case, Margaret will go collect you from your room again, to lead you to, just, it's a very plain-looking office space. It's probably someone's that has been temporarily repurposed for the sake of, like, treating injuries, because they don't really have a medical station. They probably should have a medical station in this house.
Yeah.
They really should.
Uh-huh. I side-eye my doctor.
uh, I also side-eye your doctor. But you're easily situated. For people to come in, you can also probably go out to go see people if you wanted to. You're given basic. Margaret like does say you're basically given free reign of the house.
Will they do anything with that information? Probably, but not right away, because God, what would they do? They're a stranger
what?
here.
There's a stranger here. All right. I'm going to take a drink of water because I've been talking a lot. I apologize.
No, you're valid. It's hard to do one-on-one games with inmate because they are the sort of character who like stays quiet for the most part.
Yeah. Yeah. God. Okay. I will say, I kind of want. All right, I'm gonna have one encounter first. Maybe you're like setting up stuff. You're setting stuff up in this office. The door has been closed. Probably just. Yeah, it's been closed. I can totally words. And then you hear like a knock on the door.
Oh, I think he, not he. I keep pronouns.
It's okay.
I do this
It's
to
okay,
my own
you.
doctor.
God.
They look up, and they're probably like setting some things aside, and they go, come in.
And who is it that enters? But Star. You instantly recognize this. Probably, yeah. They're technically a quarter tune. They look mostly real kind, but they are kind of black and white in some areas. With I think the color exceptions were blue, indigo, and purple. Which their cape is like a purple. And they kind of like they look in the room. They look at you and they do like a little bright smile. and like do a wave, like hi, hello.
Ah, Star. It's good to see you again. What can I help you
I
with?
oh I I heard you were coming over for I think I don't know a lot about medicine, but it was like general medicine stuff. And Star enters the room, closing the door behind him. And I wanted to see you again. And yeah, hi.
Hello.
Um, God,
they're just like, you wanted to see me? Why?
God, I do have a reason why that I've been holding on to for a while. But anyway,
Well,
and also Dad asked me to do a general checkup, but mostly I wanted to see you. It's it's been a while. Are you doing okay? What
I've
you been up to?
I've been fine. Uh, not many. Not many. Shoot, what's the word for it? Uh, not many appointments or use of my services. For the past few days, I have just been waiting.
Oh, that's Star doesn't know whether this is a good or a bad thing. Because if it's a good thing, that means you're taking a break. If it's a bad thing, that means you can't do your doctor stuff, which is not great.
Take it how you will. They have no idea how else to phrase it.
uh, buddy. Star does kind of like enter the room more. There is like other seats.
Yeah,
Probably.
I think if Star has already entered, I think inmate will gesture to an empty chair so that Star can sit down and they can like start doing a checkup.
Yeah. Star does listen to what you have to say because you're the doctor. Would you like to roll medicine?
Medicine, yes. Let me do that. Come on, buddy. Woo! Okay. 17 plus 5, 22.
17 plus 5, 22. Star doesn't have any of like the sort of like exhaustion from, having to stay up most of the time. Like he did last time. Uh he has this I slept top of this child. He he doesn't look like underweight. In fact, he kind of looks like he's been like gaining muscle recently. It's more of lean, but uh yeah. Uh I can totally describe words. How do I want to describe this? Uh there is these like strange like sort of almost burn marks just like right around the rim of his eyes that kind of seem to be like starbursting from it.
Oh,
I do not know how to treat that in particular. It doesn't look anything like too severe. Maybe just intense sunburn, if anything.
yeah.
Uh,
I think if that's the case, inmate will probably like. I think inmate is talking to Star as he's doing this examination, just to make sure that like, uh, they both know what's going on. So it's like, so they probably ask about those marks and whatnot.
oh, those, I can make my eyes do this glowy thing. Do you want me to show it?
Does it harm you?
Uh, Star. Uh, Star looks sheepish for a moment. I mean, not kinda?
If this is something that you are capable of, then I will not doubt you, but I cannot suggest that you put yourself in immediate harm for my sake, especially for something that might not be quite imperative. I me Avi think that I know what this is. I'm not sure if inmate would. Is this like is Star part of Simar?
Maybe?
Can I roll to see like if inmate can put that together for himself for themselves?
Yeah, they can do a roll.
All right, I'm gonna do history. We know how well they are at that. Okay, that's an average roll, sorta.
Yeah, okay, man, yeah, I'm trying to find the exact one because it is technically a thing, and I totally remember what it is. Definitely.
Oh
Uh-huh.
gosh, I think I know what you're talking about. Because I know I made an NPC of mine, an SMR, who can do this ability, and I can't for the life of me remember which sub race it is.
I think I have it, but I swear it had like an extra effect. Cause like I swear I chose this one because he had a high constitution, so I was just like, oh yeah, it probably affects him as well.
Is it?
Yeah, no, it does. It does. It is just for the recording. I don't think inmate catches this, but it is technically the scourge. The scourge class. Anyway.
Ah.
It is the surge subrace of the SMR.
Alright, so they probably know that this is probably a racial thing, just not like what
Yeah.
kind of racial thing. So like, okay. In that case then they probably note it for a side. And that does give them some insight into like how to handle treating anything that comes up with Star, because I lost track of my train of thought. Because knowing what they are, what Star is, will help them later on down the line, because different treatments for different races.
Yeah. All right. Still with that 22. Yeah. There's that. I don't remember the things. Anyway. Oh boy. I will say his sort of like physique looks fine. There's not like any scarring anywhere that you can see instantly on hand. If you do a pulse check, it sounds fine. What other things do you do at a doctor's office?
Heartbeat, lung check.
Heartbeat, lung check. Those two are fine. Oh, there is technically looking at the eyes and the dilation. With a 22, I will say you can notice when you go to check Star's eyes, they are red. Like not like the irises are red.
Oh, handshake.
And I will note, they were not last time. At all.
I think in that case they point that out. They say, seem to have a change in the coloration of your irises. Is that something that you know of?
Star blinks at you. My eyes are a different color? What color are they?
They are red. They weren't red the last time we met.
I think Star just stares at you for a moment.
Is there any?
They're...
I think they probably would have a mirror because this is they're a medical practitioner, so like they probably would have like a small mirror, so they probably would bring that over so Star can see.
Star takes the mirror, sort of like holds it up to his face, does the thing where you stretch your eyelid to see it better, before interestingly like turning, like kind of like looking down at his outfit, for a moment, and then like turning his head so he can like see his hair better, and I will note, now that Star is doing this, his hair tie is also red.
Interesting.
Star looks at it for a moment, before, getting up from the chair, handing you back your mirror, and going over to one of the drawers on the table, on the desk in your office, and pulling out a red stapler. And then staring at it.
They are watching
Nothing.
watching it carefully.
After a moment, like Star's face lights up, after inspecting the stapler for no apparent reason that you can see, and just
Do they staple
kind of
their
does.
own finger?
No,
Okay.
they don't. No, they're literally just staring at the stapler.
Okay.
And they kind of like, they kind of do like a little cackle, and they put the stapler back. Man, I wonder when that happened.
Likely not something that may be medical, not as far as I would know. Perhaps something magical?
Oh, I got red.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Toon thing. I think it's... Star is looking for the word because I can totally remember what word it is. Hold on.
I believe in you. Oh my god, I have so many DMs.
I think it's hereditary from my mom. From Lady. There's... We don't have all of our colors all at once. We have to sort of get them over time. I think it's a Toon thing that's for this family. And I've gotten red. Oh god, this is lovely. God. I will say, Star beams at you. Like, full on, like, big ol' grin beams at you.
Do you want to roll a quick insight?
Yes. Wait a minute. wait a minute, I just remembered I do have stats for this character. I do have stats for Star, and I don't have them pulled up. Give me a moment.
Yeah, no worries.
I don't have downloaded yet, so that means in my files. Oh boy. I know it's a D20 plus something, so I might as well just write down D20. That's for a fancy little thingamabob. Anytime now. God. Why? Why do you do this? I look at... Okay, here we go.
Okay.
I can totally read. Yes. Of course, this takes 30 years to load once I try to do one thing. Yes, of course. God. I am glad we're finally able to do this.
Yeah.
This is fun. Insight plus, that is casual plus 3. 5!
Oh, yeah, that makes sense, because this doctor is very, very difficult to read because they don't emote that much.
Mm-hmm.
You probably noticed this the first time you met them because, well, they're just like that. This doctor who does not emote much aside from very subtle tells, and because you don't know inmate that well, you probably don't know what those tells are, but they nod at you, and they say, I am happy for you. In the most low tone with like very little inclination of like how they actually feel. I will say, out of character, inmate is genuinely like happy for Star. Like, Star seems genuinely excited. They're happy about that. They are just bad at expressing that.
I hold matey so soft. Oh boy. God. Man. I think like Star looks excited. Like, oh boy. I slapped top of this child. Star gives you a hug? Just like, it probably lasts like only a second or two, before like, yes. Oh.
I rolled a quick wisdom to see how inmate handles that.
Oh no, honey. I'm sorry.
There's no like bad reaction. But there is a visible like freeze. Like, they're just, what do I do with this?
Yeah, it's only like a second or two long before Star stops hugging you and goes, "All right, I have to go find as many red things as possible to go show off. I will see you later. You'll be at dinner, right?"
Yes, I will be.
Star beams at you again before going, "Thanks, Doc. I'll see you later." And like bolting out of the room because, God, this child is gonna go get so many red things.
I love this. They give Star a wave, like a very subtle wave, as he runs off. And I guess they're back to just sitting around.
I do have set encounters, and I don't want this to like take all day. I don't have that many encounters, but would you like to give just a general medicine check? I'll give it like at advantage, just of how you do with some of the other people that come by.
Yes. You said at
Alright, I'm
advantage?
at advantage.
Okay, so there's this first one.
Because A, this is your job. B,
I'll take that modified 20.
modify 20. Alright, I'm gonna take a drink of water. Hydrate before you dehydrate. Always remember that, kids. You do see, probably like a handful of people throughout the day. Throughout this portion of the day. There's a few kids that come in to get like, like bandages for knees and like scraped hands from when they fall.
And they always make sure to like not just give the bandage, but to like clean off the wound and make sure it's like sanitized. And they do give a warning that like wiping it clean will sting, but like just hang in there, you're going to be very strong. They say that in the most monotone voice, and then like put a bandage over it.
Yeah. They're it's a lot of those kids. There are like probably like one adult that comes by asking if you've seen this certain child. You probably did see them like two patients ago. There I will say there was a dwarven lady that stopped by to get some burn cream because she accidentally burned her hand in the forge. It's fine other than that. God.
Oh my god.
Uh, in terms of like what you're looking out for, because I look at what happened last time.
Mm-hmm.
Last time you were here. Everyone seems to be. I will say, like all the kids seem to be like unworried completely about probably everything that just happened. The more teenagers, that sort of like teenager young adults that do come in, don't look like completely like taken aback by anything. You do meet like at least two edgy teenagers. I will be honest. Throughout this day, you will meet at least two edgy teenagers.
What to assume that inmates gonna judge them?
But most of these most of the people, like the kids in general, don't seem too like worried about it. The older crowd are kind of, they look more tired than normal, but that could just be because they're actually doing things like learning in school. Any toon, like that one toon adult that came by because the dwarven lady was real kind, just they looked worried when like looking for like the children because
Yeah.
God, that one thing that happened where their home literally got fucking invaded. Anyway.
Yeah. Huh.
And they don't look like exhausted or anything. They just kind of look like,
Weary? Is that a word?
weary.
Yeah.
Yes, they
Okay.
look weary. And I will say it's probably maybe not an hour, but like 2-3 hours before someone else does stop in that is noticeable enough for me to actually mention them by name and description. A shortish toon who is completely black and white, except for a rainbowed feather in his top hat, comes in holding a tray of what seems to be like lunchtime foods. Because it is technically lunchtime, and there is also a cup of tea on here. And he walks in, closing the door behind him. He didn't bother knocking.
I don't think inmates going to call them out on that. So they just look up and they say, they're about to do the whole "what can I help you with" spiel but they stop like mid sentence when they see the whole tray of food and they're like, oh.
Let me see if I can find a picture of this, because this character has technically appeared before, and I've talked about this character a lot. Dun 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 dun. Is this anywhere over here? No. Anyway, regardless, they have, I'm sorry. They do kind of like perk up at your words, and just go, oh, morning to you. Well, afternoon, I guess. And walk over to the little desk table you have, place the tray down, hold out a hand, Exos, Fair, nice to meet you. Adora Doctor.
Yes, I am a doctor. My prison number is inmate 01 if you need to refer to me by anything.
Oh boy, this tune looks at you. This tune would be blinking if they had opened eyes in their design. They do not.
You ever just introduce yourself to somebody who immediately introduces themselves to you as a prisoner?
God, I think this tune, who is shorter than you, by the way, because this is like a pure tune. You didn't see them last time, whether they were not in or whether they were not in the part of the house you were at the time, is debatable. But they look at you, look you up, look you down, look you up again.
Inmate is just standing here.
Looks confused. You know what? I will not ask. I did bring you lunch, though.
Oh gosh. They look back at the tray, and shoot. They look back at the tray and they say, yes, thank you for that. What exactly is on the tray? Is it anything specific?
It's words. It is a cup of tea, with what seems to be like sugar, like probably like a sugar cube or two placed off to the side, cause you know how I like your tea.
Yeah.
It's probably just like I won't say it's like a fancy looking sandwich, but it is a nice looking sandwich. It is cut into triangles. There's also like these little like crab shaped cookies.
Oh, that's cute.
These little crab shaped cookies.
Wait, I have an out of character joke. Are you ready for it?
Yes.
Oh hell yeah! It ain't prison food. We dining like kings tonight.
I. Yeah. It ain't prison food.
Inmate 01 being treated like a genuine person.
Good. It's what they deserve. It's what they deserve.
They do deserve that. I'm being me.
Rude. No, Vile! No!
I love you, Oil!
No! God. Anyway. Huh. Yeah. But, but that is like kind of placed on the table. I don't know if you're actually sitting at the at the desk at all. But
they stood up to shake was it Ezo or
Exos. Hold on, I can
Exos?
spell it.
Exos.
I can.
They definitely stood up to like shake Exo's hand. Yee. All right, yeah, they shook Exo's hand. So but they probably are standing up when sitting back down once Exos puts the food on the desk. Oh, I get it.
I have 2 pun name characters.
And I love
That
you
is
for
it.
I love you for it.
I think there's just like a. There's just a. So, anything interesting happened today?
Well, aside from the general checkups, I have been tending to the usual scrapes and bruises found that children tend to accumulate. There was a real kind dwarf woman who came by for burn treatment. Young Star came by, and we found out that he is able to see red, or have red. I believe that's what he said specifically.
Yeah, most of the kids, I suppose you could say, unlock colors as they have different emotional ranges. Exos pulls out his own cup of tea. Just from his hammer space, which just kind of like he has this kind of raggedy looking cloak that he's wearing. Like I will say he's kind of animated in the Paper Mario style.
Oh, you know I love that
Because
shit, Magic.
he's distinctly not UPAing, but like as soon as I design this character, I'm just like, all right, I have to make him styled in the like the Paper Mario style.
Magic, you know I love that.
uh, and like he just kind of like pulls it out of his cloak and like sits down on like a chair to the side and takes a drink. But for each kid, it's different sorts of things that must happen to get colors. I don't remember whose it was. Exos like does take a sip while trying to think. But I remember them having to eat things of certain colors in order to get those colors on their body. It was kind of they well, I suppose it probably shouldn't be too surprising. They had little vampire fangs. Takes another sip of tea.
You see inmate just kind of like they don't really like look at you, but they are listening and they're just like, okay.
God, I really just give inmate all of the information and they just sit here. That is literally just how this works.
Inmate, look. This is extreme introvert. Oh god. They're just sitting here.
Just sitting here.
And they're just like, so I'm to understand that this accumulation of colors is hereditary. Shoot, I forgot. This accumulation of color is a hereditary trait, then?
Oh, yes, I don't get it from Lady. I mean, it's been a long while since she's not had all of her colors, but, Exos takes another sip of his tea. I did see her without, what was it? Green, I think? Once, a long time ago.
Hmm.
But regardless, I will admit I did want to bring you food because I wasn't sure if you wanted to attend lunch. It's more of a free-for-all, and it can get a little, let's say crowded. Uh, let's say crowded.
Let's say crowded. There are so many people in this house.
There's so many people in this house. It's almost a toonish amount of people.
But
I finger guns in the background. But, I did want to ask you about something, and because you are a doctor, and I've done a lot of consulting doctors, kind of does a grimace on his face. But I figure it wouldn't hurt to ask once again. Unfortunately, my son isn't here for. My son is currently out adventuring. Also runs in the blood on my side. Just
name
kind of
on.
like a
Name
kind of a
on.
gesture. But I was wondering if you knew anything about phantom pains from no obvious sources.
Give me just 1 second.
You can roll a medicine if you'd like. Or ask questions. You can also ask questions.
Yeah, I think they are going to roll like a precursor medicine, and based on that, they will continue to ask questions. Oh, okay. That's a 12.
A 12. Would you like to ask your questions first?
Yes, as I look up, phantom pains specifically, um,
Yes, obligatory disclaimer this far into the FPS, neither of us are doctors.
yeah, neither of us are doctors. I am currently Googling things just to make sure that I don't get anything wrong, but even then, I am on Google, so.
If you have a serious medical problem, please go contact, like, an actual doctor.
Yeah.
Uh,
um,
please,
yeah,
go take care of yourself.
and, they are probably, like, sipping from their tea as they, like, consider this information, and they go, they don't have any history with, amputations or anything of that sort, do they?
Uh, no. No, uh, he's, he's had them ever since well, born's not the correct word, came into existence, but he's only 5. Uh, Exos is, oh god.
Oh, he's like a traditional tune that's like a, adulthood at 5, right?
No, Exos is an actual adult. Exos is talking about his son, who is 5. Is actually 5. That is a 5-year-old. I say,
Oh boy.
again, Meso is my son isn't here right now, so I can't have him answer any questions, but he's had them ever since he's appeared. Uh, he's 5 right now. He did. He was old enough to walk when he showed up, but he was still like 1 at the time. It's
Hmm.
I don't.
Any psychological conditions? Any illnesses that he may have contracted when he was a child?
No, it wasn't even. He hasn't left the house before now. There's Oh, I wish he was here so I could answer these questions properly.
And inmate nods and says, without the patient here, I cannot make a an accurate diagnosis. But I can try to do the best I can with whatever information you can tell me.
It's odd. He's always had them. They had gotten better recently. Within the past year or so. That's why we let him. That's why we let him go out adventuring finally. I will say, adventuring may run into our veins, but sometimes it's hard to keep track when your son wants to throw himself off a roof and then cast spells. Exos casually takes a sip of the tea.
You know those days when you're like, this might as well happen.
But there's no obvious cause. He's never got injured enough to get an amputation. In fact, he's rarely got injured at all. A bit adept at spellcasting. Accurate ranges on when to cast Featherfall when never dropping from taller heights. Exos just says that.
Oh gosh, that's me, Avi, laughing. But I think inmate does like pause as he considers as they consider for a moment, and eventually they say, well, treatment for phantom pains can be rather difficult to come across. Usually, the starting treatment would be with medication and then non-invasive therapies, physical therapy, and acupuncture. But should this continue to be a problem, you may want to look into certain sorts of surgeries. But if you said that he was doing better, then it may not come to such a last resort.
I thank you regardless.
And there's no need to thank me. I am doing what I came here to do.
I mean, sure, it's your job, but still. It's good to know options, at least. Yeah, as Wild mentioned in the comments, Exo's tea is empty, but he does take a sip out of the cup just to, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
He just does. It's a Toon thing. Don't worry about it.
Just to fill the silence.
And he does hop down from the chair. It was good seeing you, Doctor. Oh, do note, if I remember correctly, I do believe your friend Gala is still in the building somewhere. If you do want to check in on her at some point. Though, I'll be taking my leave now. Make sure to join us for dinner, yes?
There is a noticeable, like, it's not like, again, this doctor's very bad at emoting, but they do, like, look up when you mention that Gala is still in the building. But they do nod and they say, I will be joining for dinner, yes.
Exos gives you a smile. I will say, it's probably more genuine. He does have a permanent sort of checkmark grin on his face,
Aw.
because that's just how he's set up. And he does give an open tooth smile, before walking out of the room in that Paper Mario sort of animation. God. And would you like to give me another general medicine check at advantage for the rest of the night?
Yeah, so let me do that.
Yeah. I'll take another drink of water, because water is important.
Do your drinking. Hydrate before you dehydrate. Alright, I will take that modified 22.
Holy but Jesus, this is a modified 22. I will say there is more of those kids coming in with like a scraped knee, a scraped hand. There is one Toon who looks like in names looks like kind of an analog, has like an analog clock like object head.
Is this the one we met?
No, actually, that was an I believe that one was an alarm clock. This one is like a digital clock. Around the same age, however. They may be brothers. I can word. I have been speaking a lot. They may be brothers. That does come in with a sliced open hand.
Oh goodness.
Because, that I will say with the 22, it's probably fine enough. It doesn't need stitches, but you still kind of put some stitches in just to be safe.
Reminder that this character sheet does have quote unquote spells, but they are an actual doctor, so like it could potentially heal completely, but this again is a doctor, so yeah.
Yes, you can work your doctor magic.
Mwah. Kiss it better.
Kiss it better. You can do yeah, you can either, well, I suppose since how this character works, you do like a normal doctor's procedure, and it just, man, your work is really like magic, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway. That just seals up the hand pretty nicely. You do bandage it over just to make sure nothing like tears open again. Just like a warning to stay easy on it for maybe a day or two.
Yes. Yes.
Don't forget to change out the bandages. You can do it tomorrow morning before you leave. Anyway, there's probably like a, God, I want to say there is a few adults that come in like later in the evening. You check a kid for like to see if they have like a common cold or not. Though what you are looking for, is side effects from the whole, mind control situation.
Yeah.
There.
No,
go
continue,
ahead.
continue.
There doesn't really seem to be any obvious signs that like you can tell from these people. Like anything that's sort of physical, that like changed. You can't really tell. Though I will say, you are starting to realize that these people are a lot less like mechanical moving than what you last saw them as.
Yes. Which is a good thing, because that was just, I know they're not uncanny, but it was pretty uncanny.
Yeah, they have these more fluid animations that like they don't look scripted. You can surprise them with different questions and they'll actually answer. No one sounds like robot-y in sort of tone. Well, except for if you do come across any robots. Do I have any robots in this house? I don't know if any robots would come see because they're they're robots.
They can come if they're curious about the doctor. They will answer questions and whatever have you, because that's, they're just here.
Yeah. In that case, I will say there's probably one robot that stops by, and probably the one that took the kid in for the common cold, because honestly, they're a robot. They can't catch colds. What more perfect to stay with a kid with like a sickness than someone who can't get sick?
Valid.
They do kind of like ask you about that. What should they do? What sort of foods people sick can keep down?
Yeah.
But everyone looks kind of like fine and normal in this house. Which is probably a very good thing for you. God. Man, I just got emotions. I hold the inmate very soft. Oh boy.
I do want to say, sometime during all of this, inmate does go to visit Gala. I know Wild's in the chat. I don't know if Wild's still awake, but
I kind of hope they're not. Oh, god damn it.
Anyway, hi Wild. I see you in the audience. Inmate's saying hi to Gala sometime during this day.
Say hi to Gala. You guys probably head to dinner together because these hallways are winding. Gala does have a giant cloak that is probably from Lady. May or may not be the one that she's wearing at the fucking party. Permanently stuck with that fucking cloak now.
Here's another question. Does Lady herself visit inmate? Or...
Oh yeah, definitely. Just to like make sure you're okay. Are you doing all right? You haven't been bothered by anything. Do you need more food, water? She definitely fusses over you.
Aww. Inmate who doesn't know how to take that. Okay.
Aw, baby. God. She probably does bring you snacks. You probably shouldn't have snacks before dinner. She brings you snacks anyway.
Love her for that. But yeah, the doctor will go for dinner.
Alright. I won't spend too long for dinner, because there is one more section we have to get done with. Maybe. I'll refer to that question later. Anyway. Dinner is pretty nice. There's a very wide variety of food. This is a house full of toons. You, as a real kind, have no idea how they could have possibly made all of this food. But it's here. There's no like it's kind of like a mix of you arrive when you arrive and get food when you get here, and also a mix of you get handed a plate and yeah, you can choose whatever food you'd like, which is honestly,
this is inmate we're talking about.
yeah. There's probably a few kids that like point out things like, oh, this is good. No, this is good also. This is also good.
In that case, I think just to be cute and like also kind of funny, I think if a bunch of different kids are telling inmate what to get, I think they just end up with a plate of just a bunch of different foods.
You get a bowl of soup. You get more of those sandwiches. Yes. You get an apple in the shape of a crab. That may be from Gala. You never know. Anyway. You probably get like a stuffed pepper.
I have to do the joke. Inmate stares at the apple. An apple a day. side of the apple. I'm joking.
Okay. Dinner is chaotic. I will just mention. You probably arrived just at just the right time to finish eating as a food fight breaks out. So you don't have to sit in during a food fight. But it is lively. There are multiple kids that walk up to you. Some of the kids you probably treated today, and they hand you drawings. Like little kid drawings that are made in crayon. Some of them are good. Some of them are very strange.
They look like drawings kids made.
They look like drawings kids have made.
I will say, there was an FPS like a while ago where inmate got a letter from obviously a child, so they are definitely keeping these drawings if the kids want them to keep them. So like.
Mm-hmm. Yes, the kids give you those drawings. You can hang it. There is one mention of you can hang it up on your fridge. Not knowing you don't have a fridge. Because God, yeah.
Oh my God! Later when they go back to their like when they're picked up by Hawthorne, they tell him, "Please hang this up on your fridge."
Oh my God. Okay. I do want to do one last thing, and that is to do the Tiny's encounter, because there is a Tiny's encounter.
Yeah.
I will. I will say, the day kind of winds down. If you don't willingly leave the office to go to bed, someone will peek into the office and say, "Please go to bed." It is now bedtime.
Yeah, I think there's a brief moment where they're not sure if they should, because what if somebody is looking for them and it's late? What if they should they probably stay here just in case? But the moment somebody comes down and tells them to go to bed, and they're just like, okay.
To answer for Wild in the chat, Mitzi doesn't fit in the house. Anyway, Mitzi is too big for the house. Sedge. But yeah. I will say, you probably lay down, go to bed. I have no idea how you sleep, but would you like to roll a perception?
Yes.
Funky perception.
Oh my God, that is your best roll yet.
Oh-ho. I'll take another drink of water, because I've been talking a lot again.
I rolled a 19, modified 22.
Modified 22. I will say, you hear this pretty easy again. It's maybe an hour or two into the night. It's an hour or two into the night. You're probably doing a doze. When you do hear this, I will say it's kind of you do hear something hit your bed. And then you hear something else hit your bed. It's not like a heavy a brick has been dropped on it. It's very light. It's barely noticeable. And yeah.
Sorry, the baby's awake.
Oh, baby.
I think there's a moment where they open their eyes and they kind of just look over at their bed trying to see what made it, but if they can't see that clearly, because it is evening, I don't know if they have a light or anything, so they're just gonna sit up and thank you, baby. And they're going to light a lamp or whatever is nearby, if they have anything nearby.
There is a bedside lamp that you can turn on. and you do turn it on. What you turn it on and look back over to is God, I didn't pull up these characters' things, and I don't know if the function on Discord will work. No, it won't. Anyway,
Oh boy.
but who you are looking at are these very two tiny toons. One of them has a singular eye, wearing a very militaristic type outfit, holding what seems to be a pin at you, kind of threateningly standing in front of the other one. They have a singular tail. They have like big ears that are slightly curled at the ends. Two antennae that peek out beneath like this sort of military style hat.
Oh my god, that's cute.
And the other toon standing behind them is slightly taller than them. So this them standing in front of the other only slightly works. It is a very strange looking toon. I don't know how to properly describe it, but I think you'll get what they're based off of. They look like a yellow Pikmin. Uh, wearing a they're wearing some sort of like robe. It's a robe. With like a very big collar. The collar noticeably has like these little like not triangled, these little rectangled off sections, and they have this singular fairy light attached to a metal wire. Well, technically it's a large metal wire. It's all metal attached to this fairy light, and hear a small whisper. Are you sure this is a good idea? We haven't. Yes, this is a okay idea. Let me speak, please. And the toon in the back, sort of like not pushes, but sort of like moves to go in front of this very small toon and goes, hello. You, I suppose you can call me Yellow. I have a proper name, but that is not here or there. Are you a doctor by a chance?
Yes, I am.
Good. God, I've had this. I'm sorry. I was wondering. I am going to ask for. Oh, what's the word? This is me magic, forgetting how to word things. I am going to ask for doctor-patient confidentiality on this.
They nod vigorously, like, yes, of course, obviously.
We do need treatment of one of our own. Give us just 1 second, please. And they sort of move across like the top of the bedpost, onto like the nightstand. The toon with the curled ears kind of like leans over the nightstand and seems to sign something between the crack in the wall. And the yellow toon standing in front of you now under this lamp. I'll admit, I am not a doctor, but even I can recognize when it gets bad enough for us to need intervention on these sort of things. Took a lot of convincing, however. And I will say, between the crack in the wall, a very, not comparatively to these two, I would say this toon that appears out from the crack, like the crack between the bedpost, not the bedpost, between the nightstand and the wall, is around 9.5 inches tall.
Which is pretty large for a tiny, isn't it?
Oh yeah, this is full tiny plus range.
Yeah.
And kind of like goes over the edge, makes eye contact with you. Like This.
I don't need to tell you this because you know inmates very bad at maintaining eye contact, but they look in this tune's direction, but it's you can tell that it's hard for them to like keep eye contact.
Uh, this this tune glares at you for a moment. I will say I will describe this tune. This is a very. It looks like a very miniature person. They have like the right proportions to be human in shape. They do have. He does have pointed ears. Short hair with like a buzz cut on one side, and also wearing sort of these combat focused clothes. Uh, Also does have what would probably be the equivalent of a greatsword. Uh,
Oh goodness.
uh, Kind of not strapped onto his back because there is actually something else strapped onto his back. It looks like a sling carrying something not too large, probably only like 5 inches in height.
Oh boy.
And they they look away from you. They sign. Do you know Toon sign
Tune
by any
sign?
chance?
No.
Okay. They sign something to the other Toon. The one who was calling them up, and that that Toon looks at you and just um, boss would like you to know, if you try anything, your fingers are forfeit. Uh,
I understand.
God. And this Toon this Toon emerges fully from this crack in the wall, takes off what they have slinged over their shoulder, sort of takes the person out, and it is a smaller humanoid looking Toon, that does kind of look like the 9-inch tall Toon. Uh, she is significantly smaller.
Oh, is this a child?
Mhm,
Oh
this is a
boy.
child.
Oh boy. Yeah, no, I think inmate understands completely then. Um,
Uh, she she is sort of curled up, uh, though her leg seems to be in a very makeshift cast. Uh,
oh jeez. Yeah, no, they had been sitting on the bed just like watching like giving this tune some space. When they notice the cast, they definitely get a little bit closer. Like they don't put their hands on the nightstand. I should point this out. They just get closer so they can get a good look.
mhm, mhm. Uh, it's still wrapped. But the God the man, like, his head snaps at you as soon as you move. Cause God, I slapped top of this tiny.
Yeah, no, again, inmate is trying to make it very clear that they're not getting too close unless you allow them to.
Mhm.
So, like, but they are trying to, like, take a look.
Yeah.
Just
Uh,
to gauge the situation.
uh, the Toon, the yellow Toon who is talking to you, apparently known as just Yellow, does start speaking up again. I don't know if you were aware of the incident that happened a few months ago when all of you bigs turned very, very strange inside the house.
They nod their head. They nod their head and they go, "I am familiar with the situation. Yes."
Good. I am. I know what happened to the bigs, but I do not know if you are aware of what happened to the house in general.
They tilt.
Well,
They tilt their head and they go, "Are you referring to that odd, visual?" And they make a gesture that's like kind of vague, but you get the impression that they're referring to like the weird graphical glitches.
mhm,
Um,
Not quite, but they could be related. Long story short, all of the floorboard space and all of the wall space, completely disappeared for no discernible reason.
They raise a brow, like, oh, this was not something I expected to learn today. But
Um,
they are still listening.
most of our supplies, I do not know how to describe it, fell through the floor. Um, Luckily, not a lot of us were injured, but
You,
the boss's daughter looks over at the small little girl.
oh, jeez, yeah, no. Uh,
Um,
okay. Before I roll medicine, is this clearly a broken leg?
yes, this is clearly a broken leg. It's been wrapped in a makeshift cast. Probably a little bit oversized. You can go ahead and roll medicine.
All right. Here we go. All right, not bad.
Okay.
Oh, that is a modified 18.
A modified 18. Okay. Do you have to go run and get your medical supplies? Did you leave them in the other room?
No, I don't. I'm going to say no because those medical supplies are them, so like they would not leave them just anywhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will say you do get your medical supplies out, and oh boy, the tallest tune is very much on edge the entire time. You seem to be working on her.
I will
You
say, while inmate is working, they do like vocalize what they are doing, just so like everybody's aware that this is what they're doing, just to make sure, just to help ease some of the tension.
mhm.
No idea if that will help at all, but they are doing their best to like make it obvious that they have no intention of hurting this patient.
Mhm. Okay. Yeah. God, I hold inmates so soft.
Look, this is actually something I have looked up in the past because um, 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 when people have a fear of doctors, it's important to tell a medical practitioner that so that they know how to like interact with people
Mhm.
who have a fear of doctors. And one of the things they do is that like they have to vocalize what they're doing, and they pose it as like as a choice for the other. It's like, I'm going to do this, okay? Um, and stuff like that.
Okay. 18 medicine check. You're able to like easily open the cast. Like take a look at it. It doesn't seem to be like offset. But it definitely probably it's. I will say it's probably a little bloody. Just because of how it was broken.
Yeah, no.
Oof.
If it is still bloody, inmate is definitely going to like uh clean it or help clean it.
Yeah. It probably needs to be like properly disinfected. Because all of their supplies did just get ruined.
I
Like
think
legit.
I think in that case, inmate when inmate leaves, they're going to leave their supplies with these tinies just in case, just so they
God.
can have something.
God, I don't think this is mentioned to you though. But God, because man, I had slap top of tinies. Man. Anyway, uh, there, you take time to clean it. You do notice this girl does seem to be like a little bit feverish. It doesn't look like the wound doesn't look too infected. Maybe a little bit. God. But you are able to treat a bit easy. I can totally words, and I totally know what I am doing.
Yeah.
Trust me. God.
Yeah.
Again, if you have an actual medical problem, please go
Yeah,
call a
yeah,
doctor.
yes. We are not medical professionals.
No. Uh, she probably needs some sort of antibiotic. But God, she is tiny.
Oh yeah, she is absolutely tiny, and inmate does their best to measure out medication and whatnot uh to like better suit their body mass. Um
Mm-hmm.
um they probably do um they probably do have like antibiotics, and they do say that like this might probably sting. Uh just just fair warning, and they do what they can.
Yeah. You do patch her up nicely. Give her a new cast made of like actual, like gauze.
Yeah.
Uh, it is a very precise maneuver. I pat the top of your doctor. Very good doctor.
They are here
And
to help.
they're here to help. Uh, you are able to very nicely patch up her leg. It'll probably take her some time to like properly recover. But you do get like a splint in there. You are provided a toothpick for that,
Yeah.
like an actual toothpick. Uh,
Yeah, I think again, like they are making do with what they have, because this is the first time they've ever had a patient this small. But but this is a child. Um this child is going to be all right. And they probably do say that. Uh
mhm,
and yeah.
yeah. Uh, God. Oh boy. I hope this doctor's so soft. I will say, the girl is probably still delirious. I will say, she's had this broken leg for months.
Yeah,
Because this
no.
has been set after that. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah. Uh no, inmate is very much like concerned because it's been a while. And if this happened like when the whole thing with the lantern happened, then like yeah, this needs to be fixed right away. Um,
mhm,
but again, these tunes are tiny, so like they're not gonna blame them for not seeking out outside help until now. Um, and also to mention that they lost some supplies. um,
I will say, yes, it was a mention that they did lose some supplies. Because when the floors literally disappear, uh,
yeah.
some things fall.
Mm-hmm.
They're lucky they lost no one physically, but they did lose a lot of items.
Mm-hmm. And like I said, I think they do make a note that like your daughter is going to be okay. Um, try to keep weight off of it for the course of her recovery. Um, blah 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 blah. Um, and they do say that they are going to leave some supplies with you with them in case they need it. Um, I see you typing. Well, I hear you typing.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was doing responses in the gallery. Anyway, uh, they the yellow tune does most of the talking with you directly. Like does thank you for the supplies. Cause God, not God, they're not they're not going to turn supplies down. Even if the military looking woman Tiny does like kind of glare at them. Oh
Yeah.
boy. Uh, she does get wrapped back up into that sling the taller tune was wearing. God, I think there's a very sincere thank you from the Yellow Toon and a translated one from the Tallest Toon. God, I kind of want to give you something. I don't know what.
It doesn't have to be now, but you can like tell me later.
Yeah, I will say you probably do get left something in the morning. After they leave.
Aww.
Something does get left on your nightstand.
Aww.
Yeah. There also, I think you can note, just based on that interaction, apparently these tinies did not get affected by whatever happened in the house.
Huh.
Because they mentioned, like, moving around during that time and, like, seeing the bigs acting weird.
Yeah, in that case, inmate does like not just a mental note of that. They probably like write that down somewhere and like keep it close so they can like talk about that with IT later down the line.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. I will say, this is all I had planned for today. If you do want like an exit scene, you can, because you do get breakfast. You get a lot of breakfast. Breakfast is also chaotic. Uh, you've had breakfast once at this house. During the beginning portion. Like there's actual people eating breakfast now.
Oh
So
yeah. Oh yeah. I can only imagine. It's probably the same exact thing where like all the kids are telling inmate what to get.
yeah, yeah. God, you're given so many smiley face pancakes. You do not even know.
I think if when they leave, like when Hawthorne comes to pick them up, they do give like a polite nod and they like thank the family for letting them stay.
Yeah, you're invited back anytime, even if they have to invite you directly again.
They do not say anything about that because yikes.
God. God. I can't believe it.
Look, I love this doctor boy. Well, this doctor lad, you know.
We will get you a fucking parole at some point. I promise. Well, I can't actually promise that, but God. Yeah. That is all I personally had for today.
Yeah, I'm
God,
good.
it was God. This was long overdue. I am so sorry it took so long.
No, I enjoyed this immensely, even if it took this long to get to. Like, I do not mind at all.
But yeah. Thank you everyone who's listening in, both here in the live audience, even though you should be sleeping. This is a call out post. On twitter.com. Anyway, thank you everyone who's listening in the future. And I will see you all next time. Bye everybody.
Bye!